Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing fantastic, and let's kick off today's video. So for today's video I want to talk about Remus Lupin and his involvement during the First Wizarding War, and basically why the Potters and Sirius Black thought that he was a traitor. Now, as many of you may know, he was part of the Marauders along with James Potter, Sirius Black and Peter Pettigrew. Voldemort had already begun to make a name for himself by the time Remus had entered Hogwarts and left Hogwarts. Same goes for all the Death Eaters who joined him after each yearly graduation. The Dark Lord had already gained a lot of attention. Many people, students, teachers and everyone else knew a war was coming and it was time to pick a side. The four Marauders knew that better than any. It was almost too predictable where the Slytherin students would be going after they finished Hogwarts anyway. For James, Remus, Sirius and Peter, they all decided to join the Order of the Phoenix and fight Voldemort and his Death Eaters. It was quite surreal to witness duels between people who once sat beside each other in class and who may even have been friends. Students who are now on the opposite sides of each other. It's just a crazy time. So it really brings things to a harsh reality that life in the wizarding world was about to change. It was never going to be the same. Now, the four men were heavily involved with the Order. As a matter of fact, everyone involved had a role to play, but as the prophecy came to light, in addition to Voldemort actually discovering it, well, the majority of it, the Potters were placed into an unwanted position due to the fact that they were one of two families that the prophecy was possibly aimed at. When Voldemort decided that he would pursue the Potters and their child over the Longbottoms, it became crucial to protect them at all costs. At this point, Voldemort was winning. His forces were growing stronger and stronger, and more people were changing to the Dark Lord's side. We had double agents, spies, people jumping ship. The thing that was lacking now more than anything between all parties was trust. The war brought out the worst in everyone from both sides. Paranoia began to creep in and many would question their own friends, their own family members. As we know, Peter Pettigrew delivered the biggest blow imaginable with his betrayal of the Potters, Sirius Black and his overall double agent status. Peter was extremely cowardly and cared only about his own self-preservation. He didn't want to die. That's all he wanted. Now, he may have been a coward, but he was no fool. He knew that Voldemort was winning, and he knew he had to earn his place in Voldemort's ranks, even if it was low down. He carried every single plan and secret that was shared at every Order meeting straight to Voldemort. He also framed Sirius Black for murder. So, he betrays the Potters, which results in them being killed, then kills 12 Muggles, then frames Sirius Black for killing those 12 Muggles. He was the real traitor. So why was Remus put on the list of mistrust? Why was he the one that had a shadow of doubt surrounding him? Well, that was basically down to Sirius Black, and here's why. Sirius was really close to James and Lily. It was more than a friendship, it was a brotherhood, it was family. Remus was also very close to James and Sirius, but obviously he was a werewolf, a half-breed, and in that current climate, werewolves were heavily frowned upon. They were not ideally employable due to the stigma surrounding them, and more anti-werewolf legislations and laws were being passed all the time. Voldemort, on the other hand, gained favour from so many mistreated species by the Ministry and had them join his ranks. Werewolves were one of these species. Voldemort had promised them a better place in society. So this made Sirius question why Remus would fight against someone who was promising his kind a better quality of life. Now, normally you would stop and think, come on, there's no way that Sirius would be in such a frame of mind to even believe something like that was possible, but don't forget, this was a time when there was so much uncertainty that there really wasn't just any trust. In addition to that, and I know I might anger some people when I say this, but Sirius wasn't that great of a guy in his youth. He wasn't nice. He respected Remus, but never truly cared for his well-being. And my case in point, luring Snape to him just as he had transformed, knowing what could and would have happened. What he didn't consider was the repercussions for such an act if Snape had been hurt Or furthermore, what would have happened to Remus for hurting him? He'd have been locked away in Azkaban for life. Remus also questioned his friend's motives several times during the war, which wasn't reciprocated all that well either, being taken as him going against the Order's decisions rather than just an objection. Remus soon found himself being left out of meetings and other secrets of the utmost importance. Obviously, the most notable mission was Remus being kept in total darkness in relation to the Fidelius charm placed on the Potters. Of all people to include, however, Sirius suggests Peter Pettigrew, believing his loyalty to be just and true. How wrong was he? I've seen so many fans comment on how Sirius and Remus loved each other and this whole Wolfstar thing and all that stuff, but the fact is, guys, and this is a harsh truth, it couldn't be any further from the truth. Sirius and Remus were friends through James. Despite Sirius abandoning his family due to their beliefs, it could be the case that even though he wasn't against half-breeds like werewolves, he just didn't care for them. It would explain why Sirius not only betrayed Remus in their 5th year, but also why he suspected him as a spy later on. And it would have been Sirius' betrayal in the 5th year that would lead Remus to suspect Sirius as a spy, as he had already betrayed him once. I believe the only real reason they became such good friends after Sirius spent 12 years in Azkaban was because they both realised Peter was the traitor and that now they could indeed trust each other. Also, in addition to that, they were all each other had left from the happiest times of their lives. Remus didn't trust Sirius after what happened with Snape. The truth of the matter is that the Marauders weren't this amazing group of friends who were united by true friendship and trust and love. They were 3 boys who all happened to be friends with James Potter and each made an effort due to their friendship with James. Anyway everyone, that is my video on why Remus Lupin was thought to be the Potter's traitor. Don't forget, there is no such thing as good and evil, only power, and those too weak to click like on this video or subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever. So please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do. It's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content. So if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone and please have a great day.